Hey guys, it's Lisa and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do a cottage style vignette, and I'm going to start with this bucket that hangs on the wall. I've done a couple of these so far, and this one I'm going to do a little different. So I'm going to start by painting the bottom of this. The top I've already painted, actually painted the whole thing in the color Buttercream. And now I'm doing tea rose on the bottom. The music that I have playing in this video is some beautiful piano music by my friend Lorie, and if you enjoy it, check out her channel that I'll have linked in the description. Now this is a script stamp called Kindest Regards by IOD, and I've had this one for a while, and I don't think you can get this one from Amazon. I ordered this one from Etsy. Now this napkin I bought at Hobby Lobby a couple weeks ago, and I think I paid $5.99 for a pack of 20. So Hobby Lobby is where you can find this one, and I'm just going to decoupage part of this napkin on this can, or on this bucket. And I'm using some water here to help me outline where I want this to tear. And then obviously I will pull the extra layers off of this. If you haven't decoupaged with napkins before, you only want to decoupage with that one printed layer. There's usually one or two other layers that you'll need to separate, and when you try to decoupage the whole thing, it'll start to pull apart. It just won't work. So always remove those back layers. Now after this decoupage dried, I did just take my razor blade and cut where the hooks were in the back so that they wouldn't be covered up. And then I finished this off with a coat of clear matte finish. And I think I just took this one outside and sprayed it. Dixie Belle has a top coat, and there's several brands. Any will work. I like for this one to use a matte finish, so that's what I used here. This stamp is a stamp from the set I See Paris by Redesign, and I'm using the Stazon ink. So I thrifted this little teapot. It doesn't have a lid, but I'm just going to make a vase out of it. And as you can tell, it's very, very dirty. It has some sort of transfer on it already. So I just took a little bit of sandpaper and sanded that as smooth as I could, and then gave this a really good cleaning. And I just used straight alcohol, and even using straight alcohol, it took some elbow grease to get some of this grime off, but I managed to get it clean enough to paint. And I'm putting 2 coats of the color Tea Rose on this. And then I'll finish it off with one of my rose transfers that I've been working on some time. I'll link that in the description also. These are some transfers that have a shiny finish, but I was trying to sand them off and getting most of that shiny finish gone. And then a few viewers told me that you can spray a matte or flat clear coat over the top of it, and that will get rid of the shine. So I did that. This needed to be sealed anyway, and it worked perfectly. So no more sanding these transfers. I'm just gonna finish them off with a flat or matte clear coat. And I also thrifted this little watering can. I think it's more for decorative purposes, so I'm just going to go ahead and paint both the inside and out of this. And this green is a color that I mixed up. I had my Dixie Belle Farmhouse Green, and I mixed a little bit of evergreen and a little bit of Rebel Yellow and got this. It's not a whole lot different than the Farmhouse Green, but it's a little bit richer. So I'm going to give this 2 coats, both the inside and out of this green, and then I'll put a transfer on this one. Although I wish that this transfer wasn't shiny and it's a little stiffer than I generally like for them to be, I love the transfer because it's a perfect size for small projects. And if you've been watching, you've seen that I've gotten several projects out of this one. And this frame I thrifted quite some time back, and I'm finally ready to do something with it. I'm giving this one 2 coats of that same color of green, and then I'm going to put a stencil inside it and add some of my transfers, and then I did some distressing on this after I painted it. I just kind of heavily sanded it. And I know that some of the red kind of showed through, but it was such a deep red that you don't really even pay attention to the fact that it's red. And then I'm going to stencil this stencil on here, and I'm using my Stazon ink and an ink blending tool. And I'm only going to stencil part of this because the word no here is not going to fit. And I forgot to mention that I just put some unlined paper inside this. And then I'll put my glass back in it. But I'm just going to handwrite the word no because it just wouldn't fit otherwise. And then I'll just add some of my transfers to this one as well. And then I'm going to finish this off with some of the clear matte spray also to get this shine off this, and then I won't have to seal my frame. Then I've had this little white pig for a while, and I've sold a few, but they've kind of slowed down, and so I thought I would use some of a rose napkin, some of the same one that I used on that first project, and I just kind of ripped those roses out, and I'm using them as spots on my pig. And then I'll finish this off with a clear coat finish. And I forgot to mention I added a little bit of script stamping to her as well. Then my final project is this little wall caddy, male caddy, I guess. And I'm just going to put these stamps on here with the numbers on them. I generally don't like to put numbers on things, but my sister gave me this stencil set. I'm going to try to look it up and include it because I just love the little vines around the numbers. But I'm not sure I'll be able to find it. If I do, I'll link that in the description. But I'm just using my Stazon ink and stenciling these onto the front of these little pockets. And then I'll add some of my transfer that I've been using with the roses and finish this one off with a clear coat. And I also did some sanding on this to distress it. I just kind of heavily distressed all the high spots, and I didn't get any dark distress, but I got a lot of the wood to show through, and I like the look that it gave. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless you and your family.